This is AdventureOfLink, and over the years, I've always been proud to run my shows without any kind of drama, clickbait, BS, and especially sponsorships. And I get to the point. That being said, today what I got for you is a intake tube replacement, and we're going to upgrade this to a short air ram intake. This is a 1997 Toyota Camry, 2.2 liter 4-cylinder engine, 5S-FE by the way. Made it to the Ace & Warner A140E automatic transmission. I was doing a throttle body cleaning the other day on this vehicle, as well as doing the ignition coils. And you may have seen it, but yeah, my intake is kind of ripped up and busted up, and most likely has been since I bought the car. So, no need to keep mentioning that. Let's just jump right into the action, already in progress. So as Lord Voltaire would say, you better sit back, strap on, and prepare yourselves for an intake tube and filter replacement on a 4th generation Toyota Camry. Let's do it. First thing you'll do is take off these hose clamps here. There's one here, one back here. I've got a P2 screwdriver. Believe it or not, these hose clamps are also 10 millimeters. Also another 10 millimeter bolt thing you had to do under here. Free this air box out. You can see there's 2 clamps here and here, and a 10 millimeter that I removed off cam for there. Optionally, you can take that throttle cable, sneak it out of its home, you know what I'm saying? Now pretty much all that's holding it in there is this little hose. For that, I'll have to get a hose clamp or a vice grip or something to remove that, or see if I can't fight with this anymore. That's fine too. Right, forgot to mention, intake air temperature sensor, this thing here. You can either undo the electrical connector, or you can just screw it on out. That's fine too. That's what I did, and just toss it off to the side. Right, let's play a little game. It's called memory. Yeah, you gotta remove this electrical connector, this hose, and this hose. Just so you know, this hose down here, the one with the bend, goes from here all the way up to your throttle body. And this hose with the little fat end down there by the brake booster here, brake master cylinder, that goes right there to parts unknown. And like I said, gotta remove this electrical connector as well. So let's work on that. Right, intake is freed from the car. I'm gonna have to try to find a way to at least save this bottom piece where it says Denso. Not a sponsor, Erico would say. But with that being said, those 2 vacuum lines and this electrical connector, they're for a reason. So I'm either gonna have to find a way to free all this up and reuse this somehow, so I could put me a new air filter in here, or air intake rather. I would remove the air box from the vehicle. First, you can take the air filter out. Yeah, it's looking kind of dirty. But then again, the way I had it, messed up at the throttle body connection, I don't think that matters too much. Then you'll need to undo 2 fasteners here, here, here. They're both 10 millimeters. Let's do it. Ta-da! Forgot to mention this bolt right here. There, now with all 3 bolts out, boom, as Taraz Cool would say, boom. I'm back. As you can see, I've got the air intake installed, and I'm going to walk you through it. To start with, we're using a Injen IS220P, not a sponsor, just what I chose to use. FYI, your other choices are HPS Silicones, also not a sponsor. 3 different models of Weapon-R, also not a sponsor. And of course, there's the DIY method. So you're probably asking me what's up with these bolts here? Good question. These bolts are from the air box that we had on there before that I removed earlier. You can pretty much put these back on. You can fabricate yourself a mount to hold this intake more secure in place. You can use that as extra grounds. Just make sure you take off all the paint underneath to ensure a good solid connection, so that way all your components, they can get grounded forever. But with all that being said, we're going to get started on installing this Injen air intake, or any other intake. This should be pretty much similar for all the intakes. First off, there's this breather hose off the valve cover. You want to remove that. There's a hose clamp right there normally. Push it back, remove your hose, boom. Just so you know, there's two hoses here. You get a shorter 6 to 8 inch hose. You've also got a longer, like 16-inch hose. If you want to take the shorter hose and plug one end on the valve cover port here, put a little silicone grease on it, install your hose in at an angle, boom. I don't know how well you can see down there, but down there, this is for the evap system. I've got it on this port right here. Again, little silicone lube, install at an angle, boom. When I installed this, this is the only port there that I can install in. If I did something wrong, please call it out in the YouTube comment box below this video. Then you got to slide the sleeve over your throttle body. There are two hose clamps. It's either 8mm or a flathead screwdriver. If I was you, I would definitely go with the 8mm option, because that's going to be your best bet, because I hate flatheads. But as another tip, you want to make these hose clamps go down just enough to where they'll, clamp down onto this little rubber piece of hose here. I guess that's what you call it. That said, you slip one end over the throttle body. Again, put yourself a little silicone lube on there. Yes, put some silicone lube on there, so that way this doesn't happen to you and you have to pick it off with a flathead screwdriver. Put your hose clamp on, then you tighten it down all the way, boom. Then take your air intake tube here, put it in the other end of that sleeve. Again, a little bit of silicone lube helps. Slip it on in, tighten down the hose clamp, boom. This little port down here, again, a little bit of silicone lube, install the hose at an angle, boom. As an FYI, this hose here is for the long 16-inch hose. That went down on your evap canister. I want to install it there. Then put the PCV hose in. Again, silicone lube, install at an angle, boom. As you can see, I got this hump here. If you want, you could probably take this off, line it up with the end of the intake here, and then trim a little bit off with, say, like a box cutter or some other really sharp knife. Trim down a little at a time, keep going until this is nice and straight and don't got this hump. Know what I'm saying? The IAT sensor. First off, you'll take this grommet here. You can either buy yourself a new grommet, or you take a flathead screwdriver, pick it out of your old air box, insert in here. Then your IAT just slides right on home. Boom. Then as for your electronic vacuum switch here, there's, like I said before, there's a provision right here where it mounts to. You get a little bolt and a washer. You put the washer in with the bolt on one side, and on the other side, obviously, you got this electronic vacuum sensor. Tighten this down with a 5/16 inch socket or wrench. FYI, the little screw that came on here initially is a 5/16 as well, or 8mm. Then last but not least, you got to put the air tube, the filter on here. There will be some plastic bags and little plastic things you got to peel off. Peel it all off, let it loose out of the bag. Once again, tighten down your hose clamp just where it barely bites down onto the sleeve for the air intake filter. Grease it up a little bit down here with silicone grease. Slide your air intake hose on, tighten your hose clamp down, boom. And as for your maintenance procedures, just so you know, on these engine kits, they do not require oiling. Do not use any water or chemicals to clean the filter media, which avoid the warranty. So you want to remove the filter from the system, clean the base with the shop towel. Be careful not to knock contaminants into the filter. Top the top of the filter with the hand to loosen larger debris from that filter element. You can vacuum out the filter media on the outside and then vacuum again on the inside. Alternatively, you can use an air compressor. Just use anywhere between 15 and 20 psi pressure. Then you carefully blow the filter media at a 45-degree angle on the inside of the filter using the low compressed air. And that's pretty much it for maintenance, and that's pretty much it for installing a new air intake system on your 4th generation Toyota Camry. Now let's go wrap this up. Alrighty folks, so that's pretty much it on installing a new air intake system on your Toyota Camry 4th generation. Pretty much a straightforward process. You can actually have a little more airflow into your vehicle using this system of intake. You can get at the bolts for the ignition coils a little more easily, and it's a reusable filter, so you can vacuum it out, air pressure it out, and you're good to go. Just make sure you keep up on that every 25,000 miles. Make sure you use your silicone lube as necessary to prevent things from actually breaking on you. And normally, I'm kind of opposed to these little types of intake systems, but from what I can see, this car is pretty much for keeps. I'm going to keep this for quite a while. I don't need to be dealing with degrading rubber at all possible. Like with that other hose, it pretty much just cracked and broke on me Like I said in another video, if this car was smart enough to have a MAF sensor, then, well, yeah, with all kinds of MAF codes because of all the pirate air coming in, because of the intake hose at the bellow being all broken, the connection at the throttle body pretty much cut clean off. So yeah, a little bit of silicone lube saves the day. Also, if you're having a little bit of difficulty, you could use like a channel lock or a vice grip or pliers. Just be careful not to break the hose if you plan on reusing it. So with that being said, this is all I've got for you today. If you have any questions, comments, praise, criticisms, whatever, take it on down to the YouTube comment box below this video. If you want to see more videos like this and other such videos that I do, and other auto repairs, computer repairs, etc., please subscribe. Remember to ring that bell so you don't miss a video. Be sure to also rate and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to check out any links to the parts I got in the video description if there is any, as well as medical bill links and social media links. Please consider checking those out as well. Gonna sign off with the wise words of wisdom from Eric the Car Guy, reminding you guys to be safe, have fun, and of course, stay dirty. And as Eric O would say, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Have a good rest of your day, evening, whatever time of day this is for you. Thank you.